Unprotected. Unprotected right now.
You go first.
It's Josh Wolf.
I thought you were going to do the song.
Prinze and whoa.
Well, now I don't. It just feels weird now.
Should we start over?
No.
Okay, ready? Prinze and whoa.
Wolf and the print. No, it's not. If it doesn't happen in the beginning, it ain't happening. Man.
I know. You know, have we done that at the beginning of the last couple shows?
No, but it just felt like it was going to happen, and you let me down.
Well, you know what, man? Let it ride.
Let it ride. You know what, man? Let it ride.
You know what, buddy?
That was way Sean Penn 80s right there.
Yeah, like, just let it ride, man.
Are you in my class? I am today.
Oh, he could have said let it ride right there.
Yeah, he could have said let it ride.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you, by the way, you didn't see Justice League, right?
No.
Are you not gonna?
When it's on TV, I'm sure I'll see it. Look, man, there's a reason all those executives are getting demoted and fired and clipped right now. It's not, you can't actually feel like a little brother if it's someone that's not related to you that's beating you. Like, just stay there. Look, man, we've talked about my complaints on DC before. They're so locked into finding someone that like looks exactly the way they want to look that they forget about just hiring like a really sick actor.
Yeah.
And they're going to screw it up again. They're going to do it more coming up with some of the movies that they have coming out. And it's way easier than what they make it.
You know what movie I watched this weekend? Because I was in Peoria. I was in Peoria in a hotel. Okay.
Your views are always fantastic.
Thank you very much, Freddie.
I feel like you're asking for the room with the worst view. Because you get it so often. That or you're a dick to the concierge when you get there.
First of all, you're assuming that the hotels that I stay at have a concierge.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Mark Twain Hotel in Peoria did not have a concierge. I don't know if you were aware of that.
It can't be a hotel if it doesn't have a concierge.
Not only did they not have a concierge, but for some reason the hotel did not get ESPN. Freddie,
what do you mean?
No ESPN, no movie
channels.
Man,
I used to work for Vince McMahon. I stayed in some shit bags.
No ESPN.
I stayed at the Best Western in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It's a shithole. Sorry.
The best Western.
It had 3 beds. 3 twins in the room that they gave me.
What?
Yeah, I'm like,
I've never even heard of that.
I was like, the fuck is going on in
3
this room?
twins?
Yeah. Like, and why didn't they take one out when the last? They're like, nah, I ain't moving.
I've never even, and I've stayed in a lot of hotel rooms.
3 twin beds and a box TV. And I literally was like, yo, they told me it was going to be like this, but not this. And the whole night I'm like, why the fuck are there 3 beds? Like, I couldn't get
I would have never stopped thinking about why are there 3 beds.
Just all night.
Which bed did you stay in? The middle one?
No, the one on the right, because that's where the TV was.
Right.
So I had 2 beds to my left.
Did you jump from bed to bed at least once?
No. I'm too tall, man. I bonked my head on that popcorn ceiling.
Did you? Did you
get asbestos poisoning? Your man would be dead.
The 3 beds would have really stunned me.
I'm telling you, all night. I'm like,
why did they
get up and look over? And
like,
ain't nobody in there.
What if that little kid from The Ring just kind of popped?
Not from The Ring. Some weird shit.
What was that Japanese?
The
little boy.
One my wife was in The Grudge. Toshio.
That is. Let me ask you,
creepy voice.
What's the craziest / worst, either one, thing that you've found or seen in a hotel room?
Oh God.
I mean, for those of us who travel, you always kind of bump into something. I can tell you in the last 3 months, 3 of the worst things that have ever happened.
The weirdest one I can't say.
Why? What if
I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay. All right.
But the grossest one I can say.
What was the grossest?
The grossest one was in Australia. We were making Scooby-Doo. And we had to go off to this like island off the coast of Brisbane that had no electricity and no running water, okay? And they said, oh, but there's all these like luxury houses on the island. And I'm already looking at Sarah, I'm like, baby, we need to be choppering in and out of there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it ain't going to be nice. And she's like, can we do that? And I'm like, we're going to do it, like whether we can or not. She goes, no, let's just check it out. So we go. And it's not a hotel, mind you. This is like they're the super luxurious houses. They're like these condos. So we get there. We take a helicopter over. We drive in this Jeep over this stupid road that like no car's supposed to go over. And I'm looking at Sarah the whole time like, you see? And we got to sleep here tonight, like while we're bouncing in the car.
Right.
I'm like, we could have just come in tomorrow on a chopper and everything would have been cool. She's like, no, it's going to be good. So we get there and we get to the house and it's this gray, like tall rectangle. Okay. And that's it. And there's no windows.
That's the hotel?
No, this is the condo.
The condo,
thing.
yeah, the condo.
There's no windows in the front of it. And that's the side where the sun is. So now I'm pissed because I have to see the sun. Like I have to be able to go outside. So we walk into the house, and now Sarah's getting scared because the house, the bottom floor has like this big pool table that the felt is like, looks like a grizzly bear attacked it, okay? So we can't shoot pool. The kitchen is about half the size of this table, and it has a hot plate and,
oh, no.
and a mini fridge that can't be plugged in because the house runs on solar power, but 2 of the panels are broken. Okay? This isn't the gross part. These are just the funny parts, okay? So then I go, hey man, there's no light. There's no light in here and we can't run lights. So what do they go? They go, oh, well, they have lanterns. I go, yeah, this is ridiculous. And they go, well, the bedroom, there's some windows on the other side. And you say, I go, okay, we'll go up to the bedroom. Sarah's scared because she knows I'm hot. And now she knows she's getting hot too.
Yeah.
She was wrong and I was right. Okay. So that's where we're at.
Are
now.
Are you getting any satisfaction from that part of the
No.
story? You're not?
No, it's getting worse and worse. Because I'm like, my girl's going to want to stay here. At the end of the day, I want to make my girl happy.
Yeah.
So if she wants to do that, cool. She doesn't like to camp, but she thought this would be an adventure. So we get up to the master bedroom and it's got a bed in it. Fine, whatever. Windows that face like jungle. There's no sun. There's no light. It's like beneath the canopy still. Whatever
no, dude.
rainforest we're in. That was the spooky island one, right? And then we go to the bathroom. Whoever was here last, however many years ago it was, used the facility and was incredibly ill and hadn't flushed in, I don't know, 8 months. So as we're
let me just translate. Somebody took a big doo-doo and left it there.
So as we're walking to the bathroom,
that was just for those of you who were like, "What's he talking about?" I just want to make sure you know.
As I'm walking to the bathroom, I can smell it.
This is getting worse and worse.
The production assistant, who's Australian, I look at him. He smells it. Sarah's a couple steps behind me. I go, Sarah, you need to stop. She goes, what? I go, you need to stop. I go, you go ahead and go in there first, bro. Because this is where they're wanting me to stay. He looks me dead in the face. He goes, nah, mate, we could just go. I go, no. This is where I'm mad, okay? I'm like, no. This is where y'all wanted me to stay. And you're going to tell me you didn't even check the place first? And he's like, oh, we could just go. I'm like, open that door. You and me are going in there, and we're going to see what the hell died. So open the door. I can't get into the room because I'll puke. Because the smell hits you like a body blow, right? Like a heavyweight fighter just
came in like a wrecking ball.
Dog, for real. He sees it and runs and literally like pays me no mind, like knocks into me to where he bounces off the other way and is like stumbling to get out. I look like I took a liver shot. Like I'm like, oh fuck. I back. I'm like, baby, go downstairs. And it hurts my guts. And so we go back downstairs.
The one shit challenge is what you said.
Dog. Bro, we get back in this Jeep. It's the longest drive back. And because we're going back, and Sarah goes, well, let's go and talk to his name was Chuck. We'll go talk to him, get another place. I was like, dog, you driving us to the helicopter. Whoa, I almost broke the podcast.
That's all right.
I said, dog, you're driving us back to the helipad. He goes, okay. So he drives us back. And the chopper's still there, and it's gonna bring in like food and supplies and camera equipment and all that. So it's making like 20 trips. I go, my man, I'm on that chopper with you. And he goes, I go, you got room? He goes, yeah, I got room. I was like, all right, come on, baby. And she goes, we're just gonna leave. I was like, we're just gonna leave. And she was like, well, we gotta tell the producers. I'm like, he's gonna tell the producers. We're just gonna leave.
Yeah,
bro, we choppered in every day.
Smart.
I was like, I don't care, man. No, I didn't come on this movie.
Nobody's double decker in your place.
$85 million budget.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping in a shit house. Like that's bruh.
Literal doo-doo stew.
For real. And by the way, By the way, the producer's house was fucking gorgeous. You knew he had them double check that place. And even on the continent of Australia, like where we stayed, like all the actors had last pick. Like all the producers went out early and had these like insane beach houses, and like we're using Sarah's private security as their own like workout trainers and stuff.
Come on.
This dude, I'm like, Hans, aren't you supposed to be Sarah's bodyguard? It's like, oh yeah, but the contract's for however many, so I'm just working him. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. See how this works, bro.
You know what's awfully cool is to have a bodyguard named Hans.
Yeah. He's like big Australian Dutch guy.
Pretty fucking great. You were like, what's your name? My name's Peter. Not today. It's Hans.
Was the worst though. Yeah. He was like in it with the paparazzi and would like call them and say, oh, we're going to be there, and then get paid and be like, hey, don't take pictures. They were the worst security ever.
Dude.
So that was the grossest hotel story. Again, I can't tell you the craziest one because that's not family.
The grossest one may have happened to me recently. I was in a hotel room in Atlanta. Now, one of the gross parts I respected because I just imagined somebody did it as a joke and it made me laugh.
Wait, what?
I sat on a couch. The hotel, I was in a little suite. And I sat on the couch and I was like, ow. And I thought I sat on something really sharp. Somebody had jammed a big toenail into the cushion.
Dude, that's a dick move, man.
So
it's
I was
kind of
like,
good.
Yeah. Freddie, I was in between that motherfucker and I can't believe I never thought of that. Like I was in between those two things because he had jammed it in there. So
you could get somebody nice, like. But boy, if someone did that to me, I would be.
Oh, I was hot. But I was laughing and mad at the same time.
Oh, that's hard for me to feel one way or
the
other.
Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, I mean, I should be mad, but I can't believe.
We got to do like a Twitter poll. Do you hunt his ass down? Do you go to the front desk since there's no concierge?
There's no
say, hey, who stayed in this room last? Or do you respect it and you do it to someone else?
Do you leave the nail there? That's the question. Do you leave the nail there?
Do you leave the nail or hunt him down and kill him?
Because my thing is this, Freddie, is that I imagined somebody before me sat on the nail and was like, I'm leaving that.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Because look, the typical.
I guess I'm on the side that would hunt him down and kill him then.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
The typical hotel joke that you can play on anybody, and it's a good one. It's a good one.
No, tell me.
And it's a dick move, but it's a good one. You just set the alarm clock for 3:30. Nobody checks the alarm clocks. Anytime you leave your hotel room, set the alarm clock for like 3:30 or 4 in the morning. And you know you're going to get somebody because they use their phone. They use a wake-up call. Nobody is using the alarm clock. So you set the alarm clock for like 3:30, 4 in the morning. It is a magical joke. And you know you're going to get them once and it's funny and haha. Okay. Yeah, it's a good one, right?
I want to stay in a hotel. I want to do that prank, and then the next night, I want to rent a room next to it. And then when they wake up, I want to ring their bell and be like, got you, motherfucker!
Let me tell you.
That's great.
It happened to me once. And you wake up, but it's just like the toenail. I was mad, but then I was like, that is a great joke.
I love that, Josh. Dude, that's good.
It's a good one. Now, in that same hotel room, not as good of a hotel, not as good of a joke. There was a ginormous jizz stain on the curtain.
Yo.
And here's the thing. Somebody said, how'd you know it was jizz? Can I tell you, this is how, I'm like a 3 older brother, and I'm going to assume it was jizz. But when I saw it, I was like, is that jizz? My first instinct, I caught myself bringing my face to the curtain to smell it. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm going to go ahead and assume that is what it is. But the jizz on the curtain.
Safe assumption.
Yeah.
Leave it at that.
Yeah.
You get too close, it's crusty. You might scratch yourself. Scratch your
that's
nose.
like when I had to do when I was a kid and we were growing up and you were a ghost and you put on the sheets from your brother's bed and you were like, man, it feels like sandpaper on my face.
Scratchy on the one side. Yeah. Yo, my boy Tim Dowling sent me a photo. Him and his fiance were Christmas shopping, and he writes me this text. He goes, "Hey, I'm at the mall. You want me to pick up anything for your wife?" And that's it. And I'm like, what the I write back and go, man, what the fuck? I got that covered,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I go, and that sounds way weird. And he goes, oh shit, I didn't send the picture. And so he sends me this photo. So right away, I'm doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm like, man, let me just call you, dude. So I call him, like, cracking up. I go, dude, that was like the weirdest. He goes, dude, I sounded like such a creeper. I was like, bro, big time.
You need me to get something for your wife while I'm here?
He goes, let me send you this photo, though. Send this photo, and it's a picture of this, like, Buffy pillow. And it's, like, kind of long, right? Like a body pillow. And I write back, or well, he shows me the photo. And then I write, this is after we got the photo, I write back, I go, dude, you need to check that for some crusty spots.
Yeah.
I get written back. He goes, this is Lily, Tim's fiance. That's funny, but really disgusting. I'm like, yo, that's a used pillow. They bought that on eBay for sure.
Yeah, by the way, those life-size, you know, they were like, why are you taking the pillow into the dressing room? Don't worry about it.
Why is it got to be a body pillow? What other purpose would it serve?
Can I tell you what now every year
creeps out there.
Every year I buy something that I think is funny as a mass gift for a lot of people that I know.
Okay.
2 years I bought sleeveless shirts that I found online that said Obama can't take these guns. That just made me laugh when I saw it. It made me laugh.
That's pretty good.
I
dude.
still have like 6 in my closet. They make me laugh, man. I hand them out every now and then. It makes me laugh.
That's pretty funny.
This year, you know
You
what I
gotta
found?
let me go boxing one of those. That would be
you want me
funny.
to?
I'll
dig
do
some
a
up for you.
stream. I'll do a live
great.
stream and get fucked up.
Do you want to know what this year's gift is?
Yeah.
I found a life-size cardboard Peter Dinklage.
Come on, man.
Hey, anybody who usually gets these gifts from me, you know what you're getting this year. You are getting.
Come on. How many of them did you get?
I ordered 25. I got 25 Dinklages coming, and I could not be happier about it.
You have 25 life-size Peter Dinklage cardboard cutouts coming to your house.
It's all going to come in one little box. It's coming in a satchel. Dude, I can't wait to get those and give them out. Are you kidding me? You don't think you're getting a life-size Dinklage? I mean, come on. What is?
Almost got a bloody nose from trying to hold in a laugh. Hold on.
I had another question for you then. So, do you gag gift ever? Do you gag gift? Are you a gag gifter? Have you ever?
Nah, man, that's money though.
It's a good one.
I get pissed when I spend my money on something that I think sucks. But
life-size Dinklage doesn't suck.
That's kind of beast mode right there.
Because
that's sick. Like, who thinks of that?
Right.
I don't know how many listeners we have, but hit me. There's no way, and don't make some shit up. Just be real. It's okay if you're not weirder and more fucked up than Josh. Okay, Trust me. What's the weirdest gag gift you've ever gotten? And there's no way it comes close to 25 life-size cardboard Peter Dinklage cutouts. Come on, whose brain does that? Where did you find him? Did you type in a search engine? Like, I'm looking for Peter Dinklage card. Like, what's?
Let me just say this, and I say this with complete confidence. You don't want to know. It's not something that's
gonna let it ride, baby. Let it ride,
Freddie. You don't want to know where I find these things. It's. Let's just go ahead and assume that it's best.
I find weird shit on Etsy. Okay, I acknowledge that, but nothing even close. I mean, not even close.
I am going to play you a video right now. I know this is going to be terrible podcast, but I want to hear your reaction. It's not gross. Not gross.
For you, it's not.
It's not gross. It's not gross. It is and I don't even know if it's real, and I don't care if it's real.
This is one of these things on Instagram you repost that always crack me up.
I didn't repost this because...
The one where the guy ran into the spare tire was
oh my God!
Because he could see it was about to happen. These two drunk guys racing. And
so good!
The drunk guy in second place realizes not only A, he can't win, but B, there's a Bronco 2, 1987 Bronco 2 in front of him, and he can't stop. So his feet go, well, I'll just fail, and maybe we'll trip, and that'll be better. But his brain's like, nah, man, I'm going to try to veer. So his feet, instead of tripping, just kind of go Flintstone style, boodly, 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 and then bam!
Boodly,
So follow Josh on Instagram and you'll see that.
This is a guy.
You might have to post this.
I will. This is a guy who, and I don't care if it's real or not. This is a guy who was giving a speech and was having a hard time pronouncing a name, a word.
Oh no.
Okay. The word is beginning.
He's got in. I'm down with this guy, man. Oh my God. Yo, that's my boy.
Man, listen, for a couple
Dog,
things.
I had Japanese people laughing at me. I know how this guy feels. I was trying to. I wanted to know how to say dragon in Japanese. And so they told me, and they go, Ryu, right?
Yeah.
And I go, Ryu. And they go, no, Ryu. And I go, Ryu. And they go, no, it's Ryu. I go, man, I'm saying.
Yeah.
And they're like dead. I'm like, man, what? I can't. They go, your language, you're not used to putting these letters together, but you're not saying it right. So just say Daragon. I'm like, man, that's some bullshit. That's like Mexican saying troca for truck. That's some BS. Yeah. So this guy's just got to have his own word, dude. He can't do the B. He can't get the G before the N.
There's so many good things about
You got to give
the
him his
video.
own word.
A couple of good things about the video you guys couldn't see. At one point in time, he turns to the people behind him to look at him like, little help, and they all just kind of look at him like, nah, you're fucking on your own on this one.
One guy goes, listen carefully. He's like, listen, that's not the problem, man. I'm trying to read this word.
But my next question is, didn't they run that by him? Like, can you say this?
Well, I'm sure he was like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. What is that word? Yeah.
You know how public speakers are, actors. They're always like, no, we don't even need to reverse.
Dude, and at one point, for no
like,
reason,
son of a bitch,
when he said it wrong like 8 times in a row, he just goes, yeah.
The yeah was money.
Ina be neening. Ina be neening. And the fact that he just kept...
When it was all ends, that was the best one. In the neening.
Be neening.
No, he even dropped the buff. In the neening, I was like, yeah, at that point, but he didn't tap out.
No, he never tapped out. And you know what? I there was also one point where he says it with such confidence, he points out at the crowd. Ina be neening. But it was like...
That's that old Eddie Izzard joke. If you look,
yeah,
and then it's how you sound, and then very little is what you actually say.
By the way,
except in this poor bastard.
Ina be neening. I was gonna say, you know what would be a great book? I wonder if anyone's ever written a book. I wonder if
they have
people. Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if anyone. I signed one of your books this weekend, by the way. I wonder if people, the housekeepers at hotels, if they just wrote a book called "If You Only Knew."
Yeah, they did a TV series on it.
They did.
Yeah.
And about real stories.
Yeah, it was a BBC show, and then they redid it, and they've written books too. Yeah.
So I'm a couple years behind this.
No, but you should get it and read it. It'd probably be right up your alley. You would dig it.
I've seen some of the most terrible things. Terrible. Yeah. Because, I travel every weekend, and sometimes I go to cities that don't have real hotels.
Bro, all they do is change the names of the people, because sometimes it's famous people.
Yeah.
But that show has been on for like probably 10 years.
Huh. I'm going to have to give that a Google.
Yeah, it was called like, I don't know, like Hotel Maids or some shit. Like real basic name, man. I'm telling you.
That is a basic name.
But that's how it was. It wasn't like some abstract, like when you go, that'd be a great name for a band. It was just, Hotel Maids, which would also be a great name for a band.
It actually not a terrible name for a band.
Ska band. Ska.
I got one more question for you, and then we'll get into the UFC fight.
Yeah.
So gifts for your kids. I'm curious how you and Sarah, because it's not like you could get your kids whatever, right? How do you guys decide what to get them, what they get? Because we used to do, you're getting 8 gifts, then you got to take 8 toys out of your room and we're giving them away.
We do a similar thing.
How do you guys do it?
we kind of prep him a couple months in advance. Hey, you're getting too big for these. You should ask Santa for, the bigger boy version of this, stuff like that. My daughter has zero issues. She's just a very special kid in that way. She's like, hey, Dad, can I give stuff away? Can I, you know what I mean? Like so we don't worry about her. Rocky's younger, so we're still trying to like teach him about that. And now he gets hyped for it because a lot of schools, pretty much all schools that I see in our neighborhood, all have like toy drives for kids.
Yes.
So he, for the first time, he goes, Dad, look at that Millennium Falcon. And instead of saying, can I have that? Which is what he said the past 3 or 4 days when he saw it. He goes, I said, what do you want to give? He goes, I have some Star Wars stuff to give. I'll give him a Stormtrooper, Dad. So he's starting to get it too. So we do a similar thing where the toys we feel he's outgrown, like he has a couple cool like car racetrack, Hot Wheels things, like parking garages and stuff. So we'll give those away. But he's getting this sick one that has King Kong climbing up the side, and I don't know what he fucking does, but it looks scary and cool.
How do you balance? This was a hard balance for me. How do you balance coming from nothing, remembering the holidays when you got nothing, remember thinking to yourself, when I have kids, I'm going to get them whatever the fuck they want, realizing when you get to be a parent, getting them whatever they want isn't the best thing for them? How do you balance? It was hard for me. I remember when the first year I came into a little bit of money, when the holiday seasons were basically nothing. I know I went overboard, but I also...
But you had kids when you were broke and when you had money.
Yes.
I've only had kids rich. So there wasn't this, crap, I remember when I couldn't get my kid anything.
Right.
Like from day one, it was like, let's get everything in the world. And then both of us going, wait, no, we can't do that. She'll turn into...
But you grew up with nothing. So how do you balance? Because you probably...
My mom made it special.
She did make it special.
I didn't realize we were poor until around puberty. That was when I started to figure that shit out.
Oh, that's interesting.
My mom was slick, man. She's not book educated, but she's slick, and she was a survivor. She had to be, you know? So a lot of life experience, and she would disguise a lot of stuff. Like I disguised the fires to my kids. Now my son goes, Daddy, when do we get to evacuate? Like he's excited about it. You know what I mean? So
got a backpack.
For real, he's like, we're gonna go to Disneyland. So yeah, man, she hit a lot of that. So for Sarah and I, we're generous with our kids, but both of our kids already save money. Both of our kids, or my daughter more than my son's just starting to, it has the understanding of the value of $1. Mm-hmm. She lost a book and it was $18 and she had to go into her piggy bank and she had to count out every quarter and pull out every dollar, and she only had like $6 left after. And it just, dude, I felt sick to my stomach, but I had to make her do it, man. I can't just go, oh, Daddy will do it for you. Like, she has to know. But I'm telling you, dude, like I was physically ill watching her do it. She counted it all out. She put it in a Ziploc and she brought it to the library. I was really, really fucking proud of her, man. Like, really proud of her. So I don't worry too much. Like, she gets a lot, but she doesn't get too much. Mm-hmm. They get a gift from Santa. They get a one gift from Mom and Dad. And then their friends all get them gifts, obviously. Right. And then their stockings get stuffed with some cool little goodies. But we get them one big gift and then like one small gift, and then Santa gets them one gift. And we feel that's pretty good with all the other shit they're going to get from everyone else.
It's interesting you said something about how it breaks your heart, but it's the right thing to do.
Had to.
As a parent, that is, to me, the biggest lesson. Like,
it is. It's so hard.
It's hard to hear your kids cry,
and you have to.
You have to.
My son broke a toy last night, and he played too hard with it, and I threw it in the trash. And he was like, "No, please, Dad. It still works a little bit." I was like, "Dog, I told you, man. I'm sorry, bro." Mm-hmm. And he got so pissed and so mad. I literally had to send him to his room early and put him to bed. And it wrecked me that his car was ran. Believe me, all you parents out there, all I wanted to do today, instead of coming podcast, is go buy my little man a brand new, even better car that would be even indestructible, that could take the stunts that he wants to do with it, so it would be better for him. But he didn't listen. I told him not to play rough with his toys. He played rough. So I can't buy him shit. And that kills me because that was his favorite fucking
It's the right
toy.
thing to do, Fred.
It is the right thing to do, and the right thing to do is often going to kill you. If it was easy, that's where that saying comes from, and everyone would do it. It's hard. It's hard,
dude.
Man. But it's important. You don't I'm not telling you how to parent. You don't have to do it. You can say, F you, Fred. I'm buying my kid everything. Awesome. And your kid still may turn out okay. But this is what I do to keep my kids from acting a fool.
Did I ever tell you about when I... Okay. My oldest son, he used to have those Game Boys. Did you used to play with the Game Boy?
Is a frog's ass watertight?
By the way, what happened to Nintendo? Did they just lose?
What are you talking about? Nintendo makes dough, man.
But are they? Maybe it's because
they're not the big dog on the block.
They're not the big dog anymore.
No, but they have the youth market.
What's
on
their
lock.
big game now? Is it
now
still
the Nintendo Switch?
Switch,
because you can take it with you. You can plug it into TVs. You can play it as a Game Boy.
Right.
You can do anything with it.
But it's geared towards a younger crowd.
It has to be. Yeah, that's where they found their niche.
So which probably why I don't hear about it anymore because my kids are all.
They're older. They still do some cool stuff on it, though. We'll do some Nintendo stuff on Gig down the road.
My oldest son, Trevor, had a Game Boy. And look, man, this was when we all lived in one room.
Yeah,
so for him to have a Game Boy was a big fucking deal.
Huge deal. The kid with the Game Boy was the coolest kid. So they were expensive. They were hard to get.
We had $0. This was a gift from my parents, right? And it was a gift because he had flown out to see them by himself when he was 8. And this was before, there was shit on the planes for them to watch.
Yeah.
So my parents were like, you know what? He's really brave, and we want to make sure his flight is okay, and we don't want to be scared. We're going to send him a Game Boy. And I was like, okay.
That's
seems
dope, man.
That seems fair. Yeah. It seems good, right? And so he won't be as scared. And so he loved that Game Boy, dude. And he asked me if he could bring it to school. And I said, no, man, don't bring that to school.
Yeah, man. Big mistake.
I go, you're not allowed to.
Boy.
I said, you're not allowed to bring that to school. And I said, if you bring it to school, I'll throw it away. And he said, okay. I go, you hear what I'm saying, right? He said, yeah. So one day, I put his lunchbox in his backpack, and the fucking Game Boy was in there.
That sucks, man.
So
poor dude, he just should have listened.
So, Freddie,
I do the same stuff with my son almost word for word.
We get in the car, and I say to him, I go, you looking forward to school? He's like, yeah. I'm like, anything you want to talk about? I was giving him the out the entire car ride. As a matter of fact, I didn't even really talk too much to Caitlin and Jacob during that car ride. I'd let them talk to each other. When they talked to me, I was like, hold on, I'm talking to your brother. Hold on. And I just kept trying to give them an out. Well, what are you going to do today at school? I don't know. So, man, he got out of the car. I go, all right, man, anything else? And he was like, no. He gets in the car. I go, how's school? He was like, good. We did the whole thing, coming right back. We get into the garage. We go up to the third floor. We're walking by the trash chute. And I go, hey, man, why don't you grab that Game Boy out of your bag? He said, what? I go, go ahead and grab the Game Boy out of your bag.
Oh, man.
And he goes, there's no Game Boy in my bag. I go, do I need to grab it out of your bag, or are you going to grab it for me? I said, I saw it. I asked you all morning. I said, it goes in that trash chute right there.
Oh, you made him put it in.
Oh, yeah, I'm not throwing it out. That's not my Game Boy. That's yours.
That's big, man. That's tough to do.
And
that's tough as hell, man.
Oh, and he was crying. I opened it. I go, you toss that. I said, but here's the deal. I just want you to remember that I don't have a lot of rules. But when I make them,
you obey.
And you've heard, and my rule was always this, too. When I tell you what the rule is, that's your warning. Your warning is knowing the rule. You don't get a one warning after. You already knew the rule.
Yeah.
The rule is your warning. Yeah, man. And so, but you know what? He never fucking did that again.
Yeah. When I caught my daughter in a lie, and I had warned her, I gave her, like you said, every opportunity. And this is 2 years ago. And I broke it down, and this was from a friend of mine. He has great daughters. They're all grown up now. I said, how did you do this, man? Because I was, I don't want to be a fuck up. This is years ago. He goes, man, I just told him, don't bust the trust. And he said, if you bust that, it's going to take a long time to get it back. And when she did that, and we had talked about, don't ever bust the trust. I believe you. But if you lie to me, that goes away. And I busted her, and I won't go into it because our life's private. But anytime she asked to do anything or told me anything, I legit would tell her, yeah, I don't believe you. And it took a good 6 months for her to, can I have a sleepover? No, I don't trust you. You lie. I don't know what you're going to do. Her parents aren't going to watch you the whole time, so no, you can't go. She didn't get a sleepover. She was the last of all her friends to get any of that. And it was a good 6 months. And even Sarah was like, are you seriously not going to let her have a sleepover with her friend Sosie? She loves her. I was like, not for about another month, no. And I want her to ask so that she gets told no, so she remembers. And now, and this was years ago, my daughter and I have an amazing relationship. And even when she screws up, she almost lied to me again on a math thing. And I looked at her, and she goes, and says out loud, but under her breath, it's worse if you lie.
Yeah.
And gathered herself, and she goes, yeah, Dad, I did that. And I was like, baby, you're a smart girl. And I gave her a hug, and, you know, she was still in a little trouble, but it wasn't half as bad. And my son even saw that, which was good. But he's a whole nother, he's got his
boys
own
are
issues.
I'll tell you something, man. You know, we're
going heavy on parenting today.
Yeah, I'll say one more thing we can
soulful.
pop off at if you want.
No, it's soulful.
For me, there was a couple of reasons that went into I was always stricter when they were young than when they were older. Because
that's why you didn't have to be strict when they were older, because they were good kids. That's how my mom was. Beat the shit out of me.
Because when you're stricter when you're young, when they get to be older, you can really parent them as opposed to always worrying about what the fuck is happening. You're talking about the
post-pubescence.
Yes.
And that's a huge thing that we haven't touched on, but what you did is perfect. And then I do want to talk UFC. Strict as hell when they are young enables you, when they hit puberty and start thinking for themselves and now have the means and ability to execute, you know, philosophies and dreams that they have, now you can direct. If you're still trying to parent post-pubescence, you're fucked, because they're going to reject so much.
Parent in a disciplinarian
sort of way. If you're trying to do the stuff that Josh and I talk about us doing when they're little, if you try to do that when they're older, their first reaction is always going to be the hell with you, and they can be more committed to that as an older child than as a younger one.
Freddie, especially when you didn't do it when they were kids. That's the thing. It's one thing if you're consistent with it, I guess, and you can still do it when they're teenagers and they'll listen to you. But if you didn't do it...
You go too hardcore in those teenage years, they'll rebel and go cuckoo bird.
But if you didn't
do it... My mom was like you.
Yeah, if you didn't do it when they were kids, then when you try to discipline them as young adults, they're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And not only that, your discipline doesn't hold any water if you spent their youth not following through. Like if you say, you do that one more time, you're going to go to your room, and they do it one more time and they don't end up in their room, you're fucked.
Yeah. And
forever.
I hope that's common knowledge. It might not be, but
no, there's a lot of threats. You know, one of the things also that and we can get onto UFC, you know, one of the things my dad helped me so much with, you know, when they were younger, he was like, you know, do you mind if I just tell you something? And I go, no. And he goes, take this for what it's worth, but stop asking them questions. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you keep asking them for permission. Do you want broccoli?
I am such a believer in that.
He was like, stop saying, do you want broccoli? Here's your broccoli.
Yep.
This isn't a discussion. We aren't equal.
That
yeah.
On the Fairly Normal
the very first one. Yeah, man.
When you said, how do you get your kids to eat broccoli? I was like, dude, there's zero.
Yeah. Like, it's not a question. It's
daddy, I don't want to, or that's breakfast.
Yeah. It's not.
Because that's what my mom's did to me.
Do you want chicken for dinner? No, chicken is for fucking dinner.
My kids ask me what's for dinner.
Yeah.
And then I tell them, but I never say, there's special occasions they go, hey, do you guys want to make pizza?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah. Or I go, hey, do you guys want chicken or steak? What are you in the mood for? I'm going to the store. And then Rocky will be like, steak. Cece will be like, chicken. I go, okay, we'll work it out. You know, and I'll get like a little chicken skewer for Cece, and I get a steak one for Rock, and then we're good to go.
Because the question means you're asking their permission.
Permission, yeah. But when you're serving them, it's not, hey guys, do you want to eat? It's, hey, it's dinner time. Come on.
But there's
or in our house, I say, a comer.
But there's a lot of things, not just with food, but with a lot of things, guys. That was a big thing. My dad was like, man, you stop with the questions, because you're constantly asking your children for permission.
That's huge advice. I could not agree more. My mom did it with me. We do that with our children, and it works, and I would encourage other people to do that too. That's
man.
Big advice.
All right, guys, sorry about the heavy on, but you know what? I will say this.
No, you're a good dad, and people can learn from you. So
you know, somebody did ask me, by the way, in Peoria this weekend in my meet and greet, if I was prominent. After the show, they were like, you prominent? I go, yeah, prominent.
You're like, have I ever not been prominent?
Totally.
Did I hear my podcast? Prominent podcast?
I told you, we won't get into it, a humbling weekend in Peoria. A great weekend. I found a lot of comedy. But Prinze and the Wolf fans still...
They let it ride.
Yeah, man, they let it ride. And they love the Mac Weldons. Some dude showed me his Mac Weldons this weekend. Are you getting anybody Mac Weldons for Christmas?
Listen, I say the same thing every week, but it's a true story. And I should blow the guy up because it'll be funny, and then he'll roll with me tough in jiu-jitsu. Okay, so I'm going to put him on blast. His name's Bobby Marco, okay? And he's at the locker next to me at jiu-jitsu, and he has some like ratty ass Fruit of the Looms where like the waistband isn't, the elastic's no good anymore.
Yeah.
And we had both finished. I looked over, I was like, damn, bro, you're single. And he goes, I swear to God, they should shoot this as a commercial. And he goes, man, what are you talking about? And I go, just tell me you are. He goes, whatever, dick. Probably can't say dick in your commercial.
Yeah.
I was like, I go, dog, check me out. And he goes, no, man, I'm good. Because he's not trying to look at my underwear. And I was like, bam, Mac Weldon's. And I even walked around so he had to look at him. I was like, you need to go buy yourself some new clothes, dog. Dude. And that was literally just last week at jiu-jitsu.
As a single person, you want Mac Weldon's to make your junk look bigger.
Dog, the price is worth it because they last. And you won't have jerks like me talking shit about you in the gym locker room.
Yeah.
And calling you out for not having a lady who loves you enough to buy you some Mac Weldon's.
And Freddie's talking about smarter, more practical things.
He's going to choke me out hard.
Yeah.
Too much shit. He's better than me.
But you're talking about Freddie. You're talking about practical things like, it staying and good quality.
It's high quality. It's not just a piece of crap.
Just talking about
big
dick
for a month and then it's gone. Okay, yes.
Yeah, let's go back to your dick looks bigger.
Prominent.
Yeah, I would think as a single man, you would want your junk to look like it's got a little extra beef.
That is the most important thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think
it all boils down to it for guys.
I mean, let's be honest. If there was like that,
I don't want underwear that make my dick look smaller. I promise you that. Like even if they paid us more money than Mac Weldon,
yeah, I'd be like,
nah, man, I'm good.
Yeah,
like,
you get that small dick underwear?
I ain't trying to wear those. You should do the opposite of your company's philosophy.
Yeah.
You should do the Mac Weldon philosophy and make it bigger.
Yeah, big dick. You know what?
We noticed in our research some guys don't like big dicks. Which guys? Which ones? That's what I would say to the fake
But
company.
they're lying.
Yeah, they're lying. They made the wrong underwear. They're trying to sell it off like little dick underwear is the way to go.
Little dick underwear is hilarious.
They even make the little holes little.
If you're wearing Fruit of the Loom, you're wearing little dick underwear.
It's damn straight.
You need to graduate up to Mac Weldon. Mac Weldon is for the big boys. That's your big dick underwear.
You get a discount for listening to us. And
can you believe that we're getting that? Like this is a read for somebody's commercial for somebody's product.
I feel like it's one of the most honest reads you could get.
I agree with you.
Like, I watch commercials, and even the ones that are real, I'm like, they didn't cuss, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not how people talk.
No, but we want some big dick underwear.
What's our promo code?
The Wolf, all caps, no space, MacWeldon.com, MacWeldon.com, 20% off. It is the holidays.
Holiday.
Should we do today our top 4 Christmas movies for...
No, next week.
Next week?
It's closer to Christmas. Yeah, it's December 12th, man.
Okay. I'm a Jew. First night of Hanukkah tonight.
Yeah, whatever. Hanukkah sucks, man. Hanukkah sucks.
It's terrible.
It sucks. You get 8 shitty gifts. Congratulations.
Well, you get 8 shitty gifts if the person's giving them to you gives you 8 shitty gifts. But when you can get...
Hanukkah sucks.
Okay.
And you already said it sucks.
It sucks.
So don't try to make it cool
I'm gonna give you my run through real quick.
Hit me
So
with it.
when I was single raising the kids and I got a little bit of money, I'd always been bummed that Christmas was so much better than Hanukkah. Yeah. The songs are better.
Way better.
The tree's cool. Better than the menorah.
Yeah. The menorah's whack.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
then
something in an old lady's house.
Yeah. And then you got to read prayers that you don't understand. And
Baruch
I even
know your old boring prayers.
They're terrible. But
They did a lot of Jewish girls.
I told my brothers, I'm like, we got to spice this shit up. So I dressed up as Hanukkah Harry one year.
Nice, I like that.
And
spiced up the Latkes.
Hanukkah Harry brought a bush. So it was a Hanukkah bush,
right?
A Hanukkah Harry hat. And the kids, I remember, Jacob was probably 3 at the time. And I was doing, hey, Hanukkah Harry. And he looks right at me and he goes, I don't like Hanukkah Harry.
Because he sucks. Don't you remember the SNL bit with Hanukkah Harry? And he'd be like, "Look, kids, it's a board with carpet
Terrible.
on it. Why does it have carpet on it? It keeps it safe."
The worst. And
sucks.
by the way, the dreidel song is the worst.
Dreidel,
I made it out of clay. Hey.
That blows.
It's terrible.
The Joker ain't going to make up no Joker Got Away song to some crappy old Hanukkah song, but he made one up to Jingle Bells because Jingle Bells is dope.
Listen, there's no doubt. Bruce Springsteen isn't
My
singing
wife's
a cover
Jewish.
to it.
We don't celebrate Hanukkah.
You don't do it at all.
house.
It's not as fun.
Sucks.
Yeah. Do her parents still celebrate?
Her mom goes to temple and stuff, but she comes and eats Christmas dinner because it tastes better.
It does. My rabbi, I told you I met my rabbi at a Christmas party.
They're just
Latkes are good.
They're good. They're not as good as hash browns.
Yeah, but you put the latke with a little sour cream. What do you say? Latkes aren't as good as hash browns?
Fuck no.
What are you saying? It's the same thing.
No, hash browns a little crispier and thicker.
Well, I mean, it depends how you make your latkes.
Well, latkes are traditionally thinner.
But with the sour cream and the
Talking
applesauce?
to a motherfucker who knows how to cook. I don't know how you make your pancake latkes, but those are shit. You gotta make them thinner, man.
I honestly don't. I don't make any Jewish.
So then don't criticize me for damn latkes.
Yeah, I honestly don't. Hit me with some UFC.
Okay. How much time do we have?
We got like 15 minutes.
That was dope. Okay. I mentioned before what?
You know what's funny is that this was supposed to be the first thing we talked about.
I know. That's why I was laughing.
So we're
that is every week. And we forgot to say what we were going to talk about at the top of the show. We were going to start doing that. We're going to be better next week.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So
what?
Damn it! I'm trying to tell the damn UFC.
Did we tell people to hit you up on Twitter with the gifts?
Yeah, we did.
Did you give your Twitter? Did you give your Twitter?
We do that
handle?
at the end.
Oh.
It's real FPJR. At real FPJR.
At Josh Wolf Comedy. Okay, go.
There you go.
Read it right.
All right. So usually,
don't
even start. Don't even try to Bethany me. I'm not nice.
Yeah,
she's nice.
She is nice. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So usually the Fox Sports 1 main events for UFC are kind of, and they wouldn't be worth really delving into for mainstream fans because a lot of people aren't into mixed martial arts. But on this night, the main event was a friend of mine who I've known for years, the man who was the person who tested me for my blue belt. Like, he was the guy I rolled with while the Gracies were in a circle watching. Like, I was going to get the shit kicked out of me. He had not made his debut in the UFC yet then. He was in the minor leagues, but still undefeated. And his name is Brian Ortega. And they call him T-City because the triangle choke is his and his alone, basically. It's ridiculous. He started in the UFC a few years ago and has not lost a fight. Okay, he's now 10-0. And every time he fights, he's always the underdog. And every time he fights, it's not a war, but his striking was never what his jiu-jitsu is, and it's just now catching up. So there are fights where he lost the first 2 rounds, and in the 3rd round, he'd go, okay, I'm losing. I'll grab you real quick, just choke you out. And it would be so effortless to where people would be like, man, why you do that in the first?
Right.
And he's a very humble fighter. He goes, well, I'm trying to get my striking up, and I know I'm strong, so it's okay. I can hang with these guys. But he never talks shit, right? So the opposite of most fighters. There was a girl, Rose Namajunas, who came off very humble in her last fight. But even before that, she wasn't always like that. This is who he is. Even when he started training me, when my jiu-jitsu coach, Alex, had knee surgery, he became my main coach. And he was the most humble. He works with autistic kids, non-communicative autistic kids, to make them comfortable with closeness, bringing them in and teaching them how to, communicate in a physical way, the way Bruce Lee does. He works with all veterans from any war, and getting them comfortable with a physical expression of emotions. So the guy's a selfless dude. He donates almost all his UFC money to local causes in his neighborhood for kids. That's what he's all about, right? So I've been watching this kid fight and fight and fight, and every time I'm nervous for him. And most of the time, if I know the guy, I don't watch it live. I wait, I look on Twitter. If he won, I go and watch the fight. Or if she won, I go and watch the fight. If she lost, I don't until later when I'm not emotionally connected. And I go, hey, you got to move your head this way. You know what I mean? Whatever. And they're like, yeah, fucker, I heard. You don't have to tell me. So anyway, he's fighting this guy named Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson is good. Okay?
Cub Swanson is a great name.
For any kind of athlete.
Cub Swanson?
Yeah. And he's a local California guy, so you know I got love for him. He's got awesome tat work, and I love tattoos. I don't have the guts to go full back like he does, so I have mad respect for that. And I really respect his striking because it is an upper class, top. He utilizes a jab. He utilizes, lateral head movement. He's been called out, and the guy who called him out, who was supposed to win, was this Korean kid. And, Cub just fucking killed him. And people were like, oh, he is not done. And he's not. He's a solid fighter. He was maybe the favorite against Brian Ortega. I don't look at a lot of Vegas odds if it's somebody I care about. But definitely the hardest guy that Brian's had to fight. And the first round comes out, and Brian is striking with him, okay? And I would give the round to Cub, but he's hanging with him, and Brian's head movement is better. His boxing's better. His leg kicks are better. His combinations are coming along. Cubs are far superior. Second round comes along. I should go to the end of the first round. He takes Cub down, puts him in this sick Anaconda choke, which means you have an arm around the other person's arm and neck, forcing their shoulder and arm to be like up next to their head, and it cuts off that vein right there, the carotid artery, and it makes you go night-night.
Yeah.
Okay? So he gets this dude's neck, throws him in this choke. There's about 15 seconds left, and Cub is dope. Like, he's fighting, and he's trying to spin out to get the leverage, and it's like two guys breakdancing is what it looks like, doing two double back spins, right? And I'm watching this. I'm like, come on, Brian, get him, get him, get him. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cub survives it. Stands up. He looks okay, but you can tell that was a close up.
Right. When you get choked out like that, but don't end up going night-night.
You're okay. You recover.
Oh, yeah. What's your recovery like for something
like
that?
You recover in the 60 seconds in between there. If it's
Why? Because it's just like an oxygen thing?
Yeah. Once the blood starts flowing back through that vein again, then you're good. You're only woozy because blood stopped moving through that vein, and that's supplying your brain with blood.
So, and then when you get hit, right, and you're woozy,
that's harder to recover from because now your skull has been concussed, or if it's the jaw, you've then hit the mandibular nerve, which is behind your jaw, and if that gets pinched even in the slightest, that's when those legs go.
But how long does it take to recover for that?
That you might not recover from, or it takes.
But some guys go those 60 seconds and they come out and they start swinging.
They're swinging because they're desperate. Because they know they're hurt and they're trying to do anything they can do. Like Justin Gaethje in the last one, the last UFC thing we broke down. That's a guy whose knees have been buckled too many times. He keeps getting up. He keeps getting back, swinging. Because if he's going to go out, he's going to go out on his shield. It's just his makeup. But most people are not Justin Gaethje. Okay?
Got it.
He's just a tougher human. Even though he lost his last fight, he's just a tougher human than most. So is Eddie Alvarez, for the record. So anyway, Cub gets out. He recovers. In Brian's corner, they're telling him, hey, man, take this guy to the ground. You got him. You don't need to strike with him. Pushes Cub up against the cage. Does a jumping guillotine choke. Okay?
What's that?
He jumps up, wraps his arm over and around the neck of his opponent like a
DDT.
Like a DDT. Thank you. And then jumps onto the cage and pushes off with his feet to take away a cage escape from Cub. That's the state of mind he's in, okay? He's done jiu-jitsu 14 years. Okay, this is next level shit.
That's crazy.
Pushes off the cage, then gets his legs around Cub's back. So now he's in a flying guillotine. He's not even on his back on the ground.
Are they both off the ground?
Cub is standing and holding all of Brian's weight at this point. Now, Brian feels his hand slipping. He flips his arm high and twists his body the opposite way you would to regain it, but he needs to open Cub's other arm out. So he's stretching Cub's body out and gets his hand in, readjusts, chokes him out in about 5 seconds from there, taps him out. And this isn't the best part. He's now in line for a championship against Max Holloway, the Hawaiian kid who beat Jose Aldo, knocked his ass out twice in a row. Okay, Brian wanted that fight before Jose got it, okay, because Max's opponent had to pull out. He didn't get it. They gave it back to Jose. The Brazilian former champion that Conor knocked out also. Right. Jose is done. Sorry to say that to Jose fans out there, but he's just been touched on the chin too many times.
Sounds dirty, but it isn't.
It's starting to get it's starting to get easier for guys to hit him, and I don't want to see great fighters.
Yeah.
It's time for him to stop. But anyway, so they're interviewing him, and everything out of his mouth is, humility, and please bring Cub up here, and I respect this guy so much, and he gives, even after he choked him out, he bows in front of him on his knees with his head at his feet. And Cub picks him up and hugs him because Cub feels that respect and love for him. So these guys respect each other, even though trying to fucking kill each other. And they're interviewing him, and they say, "What did you say to Dana?" And he goes, "Well, Dana's the richest guy I know, and I do a lot of work with kids, and I just want him to donate some money to those foundations." Then they say, "Well, who's next for you?" He goes, "Look, I know Frankie Edgar got injured, and that will put me in line, but he shouldn't lose his spot. So I'm happy to wait and let Frankie get healthy and let him get his shot at the championship. And then whoever the winner is, hopefully, they'll think that I'm, good enough to come and fight for the championship. Thank you very much. Good night." And I'm sitting there like,
that's humility right there.
I got to show my kids this. So the next, and I watched the fight live because I couldn't not. And in the morning, I played it again. It was a very clean fight. It wasn't bloody or gruesome. It was very artistically creative from Cub's side on the striking, and the jiu-jitsu side from Brian was amazing.
Right.
And both my kids watched it. And the most important part I wanted to show them was that post-interview. And they both were sitting there, and my daughter goes, "Hey, I know Brian, don't I?" And I go, "Yeah, you've done jiu-jitsu with him." She goes, "Wow, his hair looks so cool." Because he had all those fighter cornrows because he has long hair. I was like, that's what she drew from it.
Wait. Corn rolls or corn rows?
I said rolls, but corn
No,
rows.
which one is it?
Corn rows.
Is it corn rolls or corn rows?
Rows.
Corn rolls? I think I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Is it rolls? Yeah. You said rows.
Rolls or rows? I think it's rolls. Oh, I thought it was rows, but I said rolls. And I thought I was wrong.
Is it corn rolls or corn rows? Rows. With a W.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
So he thought it was corn rolls. Yeah, I was wrong. I thought it was corn rolls too.
They're supposed to look like rows of corn. They're supposed to look like rows of corn that cross over like that. Corn rows. Got me doubting my own blackness.
Corn rows.
Rows. R-O-W-S.
I've been
Never make me doubt my own blackness
I've been saying corn rolls for the entire...
But I was the only white kid in the 90s that didn't want to be black. I wanted to be Asian.
You want to be Asian?
Yeah.
Why?
Bruce Lee.
Yo, I never met anybody who wasn't Asian that wanted to be Asian.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to be Bruce Lee.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you have an Asian name picked out for yourself?
No, but all my avatars in video games look Asian. I always make them look Asian.
Still?
Oh, yeah. My Grand Theft Auto 5 guy, I call him Cowboy Donnie Yen. I made him look like Donnie Yen, put a cowboy and a hat on him and a bathrobe.
I love that.
And he walks down the street with a light machine gun and fucking wrecks shop on full. With purple flip-flops.
Purple flip-flops?
Because you could dress them however you want. So everyone is in full armor and fatigues or something awesome.
My
guy comes out in a cut women's robe with green short shorts. So you can't really see anything but his hairy, skinny legs. Donnie Yen face with some sweet designer shades and a fucking cowboy hat on.
And purple slippers.
Purple flip-flops.
Flip-flops? Oh, dude.
No, but he's pimping, bro. I'm telling you. Cowboy Donnie Yen is no joke. He's a legend in Grand Theft Auto 5.
You know what? That is a great, it's fun. It's funny to me because, what you look like in these games doesn't matter, right?
I'm going to get you this game. Your son doesn't think you can do it, but I think you'll learn the controls in about an hour.
He doesn't think I'm very smart.
No, he doesn't. He thinks technology's passed you by, which it has. But you can catch up to certain technologies if you had a passion for it. When you see all the stuff you can do in this game.
I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it.
When you can see all the stuff you can do in this game with just me, and we don't have to get ganked by anyone. That means random people killing us. It can be a private lobby. You can steal any car in the game. You can go on missions and rob banks. You can go skydiving if you just want to jump out of an airplane or a helicopter and parachute, and we can do skydiving. Mm-hmm. We can go in a submarine, go underwater in Los Angeles and look for alien wreckage under the ocean, which is fucking there in the game.
Would you?
We can ride jet skis. You want to ride jet skis? They have jet skis in the game. We just go hop on, go ride jet skis. You don't even have to kill people.
Really? You can just go fuck about?
You can just try to kill me. And they have 60 different ways. We can go baseball bats versus each other just go Ray Liotta on that ass.
That is amazing.
Or we can go after the cops. Let's say the cops are crooked and we got to take them down. We'll get 5 stars and there'll be choppers and SWAT coming at us and just you and me back to fucking.
Oh, that's what I want to do.
Anaconda!
Yeah,
Anaconda!
a little Bruce, a little Why can't I remember the Sundance Kid?
Butch Cassidy.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. That'd be the last. That's what we'd be doing.
How long are we gonna wait? A little longer.
By the way, Robert Redford, man. I don't know. I know when people talk about greatest American actors and everyone talks about Jeff Bridges and all. Robert Redford is like
people remember Robert Redford, and if they don't, they're just tripping. They're not educated.
Yo, that dude.
No, he can do anything.
Right?
He can even be a bad guy, and he has.
And by the way, you know, one of the things I loved about him and Paul Newman, it's also what I like about the Gosling and what I like about Ryan Reynolds
and me,
and of course you, is that you're talking about guys that are handsome motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, that picture that of you pitching.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
Did you see how tan? I was about as tan as Mike Stanton too. Wasn't
I know.
Yeah,
fucking
boy.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo, that's right.
That move to the Yankees is like
tough for you.
Really rough. But you know, I love those guys that are handsome.
Yes.
Clearly don't take themselves too seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I like these guys too.
I love that I tweeted you that picture of you pitching. I'm like, this dude looks like he can pitch, and you were like, he's handsome too. I love that shit.
Oh my God, man.
But you know, my friend in college used to do my favorite joke where he'd look in he'd be reading the paper. He'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'd be like, what's up? He goes like, I just read in an article that I got more handsome today.
Yeah.
Like, I love those jokes.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorites.
That's pretty much like all my trash talk in video games. It's all based on that. And guys will say something to him. I'll be like, oh my God, dude, look out. And they'll be like, what? I'm like, dude, sorry, I was freaked out. I'm really good looking. And guys will be like, oh, fuck you, Cheeks Jr., you stupid asshole. Guys will like vote me out of the lobby just because I say dumb shit like that. They'll be like, I'm still your mom's favorite actor. And then I'm out in the lobby.
Peace.
Got pieced out. Not by my own will. They voted me out. Dude blew up my Laker mobile with a rocket launcher and voted me out.
Good.
Because I said that I was his mama's favorite actor.
That's hilarious. But you know what? If you're in a Laker mobile, that shit should be.
Dude, this Laker mobile was hyped. It was hyped.
You still feeling pretty good about the Ball family?
They did something today that I don't understand.
Talking about going to Europe?
Well, it's not even Europe. It's a Lithuanian team that doesn't even have enough money to hold practices and have a full-time coach. So they're not going to be getting better at basketball, and they're not going to be learning the pro game any better than they are. If it's strictly like a one-year thing to bring the Ball brand there, then I could get that, because everyone in Lithuania, I promise you, knows who the Ball family is. Everyone in Lithuania knew who Brandon Jennings was when Brandon Jennings came out of high school.
Yeah, but everyone in Lithuania can't afford $500 sneakers.
And everyone in Lithuania in this little 10,000-person town isn't going to be going to these games. So I don't understand what it is.
Yo, and the youngest one's going to get pushed around.
He's small. Yeah. And I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for him. Some guys respond to that and they grow. But I just don't. They're not going to have a coach who's worth a shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're ever going to develop their skills more effectively than they would have if you would have just gone to an Italian league or found a way to build a bridge back to China by saying, hey, let the kids come and play and be good ambassadors instead of fuck-ups, or just wait it out and go G League, man. Gatorade bought the D League. Just wait and go there. Then at least then you're getting people who played in the NBA who can coach you up. So I don't normally say negative things about them because it's hard to talk shit about a guy who got his son into the NBA and turned into a millionaire.
I agree.
Like, it's just really, I know he didn't do it the way a lot of people like, but that's why you don't like it, because it's different.
Okay.
This to me seems like an uneducated, uncalculated move. And I know some of the people in the Ball camp, and I can't imagine any of them would have advised him this was a good idea.
I can't believe I haven't asked you this before. But then, so to that equation of why we don't have a problem with Lavar Ball, do we also not have a problem with Kris Jenner? Because we may not agree with how she got her kids successful, but that 18-year-old kid just bought a fucking $4 million house.
Yeah, I guess the difference would be is one parent developed and refined a skill, and
the other one sold a sex tape?
Yeah, had sex, filmed it, and got famous. So I can't put them on the same level. I don't judge other parents, period. I'm just saying I don't think tactically that's a move I would make.
Got it.
And we have one of the same mentors.
Yep.
Like one of the mentors who's given me fantastic advice over the years and is one of the reasons I kept my money and kept my shit together and didn't turn into a fuck up is one of theirs. And I know he didn't say this is a good idea because he just wouldn't say that.
Yeah. All right, a couple things because we're past.
Okay.
One, I do want to say, everybody, I'm going to be at we have a lot of listeners in Southern California. I do know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Irvine's this week.
Brea,
that's
the
what
Brea
it is.
Improv this weekend. Surprise guests. I will have my guitar. Some other people who will be.
Have you named your guitar?
It's my guitar. No, maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I'll do that this weekend.
I like that.
But we're there one show Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. So come out for that. We did a comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates. I go to Idaho next week to do the final cut
You like
on my
Idaho.
special. On my special, I'm doing.
You're doing the cut. Oh, nice.
Did we want to do a Mount Rushmore?
Let's do one next week. Someone gave us a good one on Twitter, and it was Christmas movies.
Yeah, Christmas movies. We'll do that next week.
Yeah, let's do it next week.
I mean, right off the top of my head.
I actually have time to think.
I got my
Die Hard's number one.
Yeah,
Die Hard's the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Yeah, and Christmas Vacation is. Someone told me that Elf is better than Christmas Vacation.
Fuck
you.
I like Elf, okay?
It's nice
not
movie.
Even
close.
It doesn't even have anywhere near the.
Let's save this talk for next week.
Of awesomeness.
Not even.
Oh, we're starting next week's podcast.
Yeah.
With the Mount Rushmore.
And
Not
by the way,
we're doing it at the very beginning. And we might even tell you if we remember what we're going to talk about after that.
How about that? And if you think Elf is better than Christmas Vacation, you might want to skip the first half an hour of the podcast because
it's a dope movie. But it ain't as good.
It's the single, just like Bob Dylan is the most overrated rock star of all time. Elf is the single most overrated movie of all time.
That's gonna get you heat.
It's a nice movie. It's got some nice stuff, I enjoyed it. But to hold it to the level that some people hold it.
I'll be real with you. The only joke I remember from it is actually pretty good. Is I like secrets too.
Yeah, I love that. But like I said, there's some good scenes. But Christmas Vacation,
I can do the whole movie by heart.
Shitter's full.
Honey, have you checked our shitters?
Come on, the squirrel coming out of the tree.
That's money. Hey Griswold, where are you gonna put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you.
Yeah, dude.
Money, dude.
Anybody, but then somebody told me on
Hallelujah.
Twitter.
Hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the eggnog? That's one of the greatest ends to a monologue I've ever heard in a movie.
I'm going to watch it before next week. Somebody told me, they tried to tell me on Twitter that European Vacation is better than Christmas Vacation.
There's an argument to be made.
You think so?
There's an argument to be made, and I'll help make it next week. There's an argument to be made, man. There's some stuff in Euro
Big Ben in the
Vacation,
Parliament's funny.
And that trumps all. Because that will exist forever.
Yeah. I still say, look, kids, Big Ben in the Parliament.
Okay, so that right there, you're making my argument for me. But there's some more highbrow stuff, lowbrow stuff.
I'm watching both.
Dirty stuff in European that makes it cooler.
I'm watching both before next week.
The minute you walked in that time, Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah. She was.
Bah, 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 bah. I mean, that's no joke, man.
All right, guys, that's what we call
the dirty
in the biz
game show
a tease.
host when he's grabbing on the pig booty on the Pig and the Poke show. He's like, hey, Audrey.
But Christmas Vacation, Randy Quaid.
He's money. When he's like, Merry Christmas. When Chevy goes, Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass, Happy Hanukkah. That's dope. That's money. Sorry for my bad Chevy Chase impression.
No, this is a good one. Guys, what do you want to plug? Geg?
Twitch.tv/Geghead. It's like Egghead, but start it with a G. Give us a follow. Send us some love. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff there. Josh is going to be hosting some board game nights. Would just be Josh and me and some other funny people getting drunk and playing stupid board games.
Talking
cheating
shit
at Monopoly.
to people.
Or are we going to try to cheat?
Oh, yeah. You and I should.
We should do a conspiracy move.
We should film it beforehand and let people know what we're doing. And why am I whispering?
I don't know. It got conspiratorial quickly.
But we should film and be like, we're hiding this here.
Well, we just said that we're going to cheat.
Yeah, but nobody who's going to be playing with us is
No,
listening.
some jerk that follows us on Twitter is going to hit the person coming and be like, hey, you know they're going to cheat, right? They said it on the podcast.
But you know what? Catch us.
Just let it ride.
Let it ride. The best cheat of all time is when you know I'm cheating you and you still can't fucking figure out how.
Oh, and if you're looking for a Christmas present, you can get my cookbook for your wife or your husband. It's got a ton of stupid stories like Josh and I tell on the podcast every week. ton of easy recipes. Don't make hard food. There's 3 hard recipes out of over 75 that are in there. It's called Back to the Kitchen. You can go to backtothekitchenbook.com, or you can just go to Amazon or whatever bookstore you go to.
I would say that you should make that a double gift. And one of my books, It Takes Balls, Dating Single Moms and Other Confessions from an Unprepared Single Dad.
That's the one I read, and it's super funny.
And for men and women. But yeah, double up the book. Anything else, man?
Double up. I went some mix-a-lot on that ass.
Oh, you did. I think we leave on that. Prinze and the Wolf. Later. Prinze and the Wolf.